Welcome back, everyone, and a very special shout out to all the new subscribers. I am excited to have you guys here. Now let's dive into today's video. So it's another meal prep, and today I'm switching things up just a little bit. I've decided to prepare some quinoa. I haven't had quinoa in a while, so I figured this is a good opportunity to have some quinoa. And I'm gonna have that with some baked chicken and some sauteed veggies. So usually I toast the quinoa in a little bit of oil, and I like just throwing in a few garlic cloves in there as well. So usually I use chicken stock or beef stock when I'm cooking the quinoa. I don't season with any salt, extra salt, because the stock usually gives it all the flavor that it needs. So I don't have liquid stock on hand, so I'm just here making some stock using the chicken bouillon that I have. So this is just the quinoa, nicely toasted, and I'm just gonna add the stock that I made to it. So in addition to the lunch meals that I'm going to be making, I'm also going to be preparing breakfast power bowls. Those bowls are so good and they're so versatile. I'm telling you that you can do so much with these breakfast bowls. So I don't usually measure the quinoa, but I think it's 2 cups of liquid per 1 cup of quinoa, but I usually get it, on point, so it's fine. So to go with my breakfast bowl, I'm also going to be making an avocado tzatziki. So I'm just cutting up some garlic. It's about just one clove of garlic, and I'll be adding some chopped dill to that as well. Put everything in the blender and just blend that up. I broke something in my food processor, so I do have to replace that. In the meantime, I am just going to be using my blender for this. So I'll just wash the dill and chop them up, put them in the blender with the garlic and all the other ingredients, which is just plain Greek yogurt, avocado, lemon juice, salt and pepper to taste, dill, and that's pretty much it. So for the breakfast bowl, I'm actually going to be using Italian style sausages in the casing. So I will remove the casing and then just cook the sausages down and set it aside for later when I'm actually ready to plate. So I'll be using about 3 sausages, and these ones are quite big, so 3 is more than enough. And these sausages are already packed with flavor. So, I mean, you can add any extra seasonings that you would like to it that does not have any added salt. But for me, the most I would add to this is probably just some sweet smoked paprika, maybe some harissa seasoning, and that's about it. Oh, and cracked black pepper, of course. So I just spread things up here because, it takes quite a while to break the sausage down and just get it into smaller pieces. You just gotta make sure that you allow them to cook through, because you don't want the meat to still be raw on the inside. So as you can see, the quinoa is bubbling away. I did not have to add any extra liquid to it. Like I said, I've prepared quinoa several times before, and I think by now I've pretty much gotten a handle on what amount of liquid to use without measuring. Sausages are doing good, and of course I'm gonna just be stirring. It's one of the things I love doing in cooking, stirring for my life. So the quinoa is ready, nice and fluffy. And I know a lot of people actually have told me that they don't really like quinoa, but you don't have to use it like for this meal in particular. You could use rice, You could use cauliflower rice even. It's just a matter of preference. So I'm just prepping the avocados for the sauce. Well, is it sauce or no? It's just tzatziki. I say it's tzatziki. Leilani always corrects me and says it's tzatziki because she absolutely loves it. We usually have a lot of avocados on hand, and sometimes they all ripe at the same time. So I'm trying to figure out like how I can use them up without them going to waste. So this was just one of the easier recipes that I could use it in. So it's just plain Greek yogurt, and of course nothing goes to waste. Just about 3/4 cups, and the handle on this cup actually broke off, so yeah. So I'm just going to use 1 whole lemon, and I had used the rind on this lemon for something else. I can't really remember. Oh, I know. Lani and I had made a lemon and blueberry, what was supposed to be muffins, but it ended up being a loaf because I do not have a muffin pan. It's just the juice of 1 whole lemon, and then I will just add season that with some salt and pepper. A lot of black pepper. For some reason these days I've been really using a lot of black pepper, and now adding some crushed chili flakes to it as well. This actually turned out really well. I was kind of worried about what the consistency would have been like, seeing that I was doing it in the blender, but it actually turned out pretty good. So I got these little containers from Walmart. They are plastic containers, but I won't be using them in the microwave, so I figured it's a good way to just use it for any sort of sauce, or maybe just some fruit, some berries that I want to take with me. So yeah, I'll be using that for the sauce. So as I mentioned before, this is just to add to my breakfast bowl. And this yielded a really good amount, because after I filled up the 3 small bowls, there was still quite a lot left that we saved for later. And this was only 1 avocado that I used, so yeah, yielded quite a bit. So I went ahead and I peeled my potatoes, washed them up nicely, And now I'm just gonna dice them so that I can season and just toss them in the oven. I know you guys have seen me do this before, but honestly it is one of the quickest meals that you can actually prepare if you're someone who does not have a lot of time to spend hours upon hours in the kitchen preparing something that is actually tasty and that you would enjoy and is healthy. So you don't have to use regular potatoes, you can actually use sweet potatoes, but as for me, I am not a fan of sweet potatoes, so I prefer to use these ones to make the breakfast bowl. And you don't always have to use potatoes, you can actually use rice, you can use quinoa, you can use cauliflower rice, and you don't have to have it as a breakfast bowl, you can actually have it for lunch. So these meals are just, you know, you can do so much with them. You can choose whether you want to have them for breakfast or lunch or even dinner. It's all up to you. And I'm seasoning the potatoes this time around a bit different. I'm using different seasonings, and I will show you guys. I meant to do it in this video, however, a few hiccups. I can't do it in this one, but I will show you guys in the next video. I'll tell you more about these new seasonings that I got, like the harissa seasoning, the Lebanese 7-spice blend, I believe it is, and it's a chipotle chili seasoning that I got off of Amazon, which is it gave the potatoes such a rich smoky flavor that I really enjoyed. And of course, Mrs. Dash. What I love about some of these seasonings is that they do not have any added salt, and that is a big thing for me because I found that a lot of seasonings, I would like to try them, but they do have a lot of added salt to it, and I prefer to, you know, kind of control the amount of salt that I put in my food without having it in any added seasonings. So this is the chipotle chili that I was just telling you about. This is so good. It has very rich smoky flavors to it. Just give that a toss. And I had drizzled some avocado oil on the potatoes just so that they could be coated properly with the seasonings. Another great thing about this meal is just you don't have a lot to do with it. Apart from peeling the potatoes and dicing them up, seasoning them, the only thing you're left to do is basically stick it in the oven for about 35 minutes and they're pretty much ready. You don't have anything to babysit on the stovetop. You just put it in and you forget about it and you move on to something else. So now I'm just gonna prepare the pan for the veggies that I'm actually gonna be having with my breakfast bowl, which this time around I decided to have bell peppers, cherry tomatoes, and some spinach. So I'm going in with some of my homemade seasoning blend. These peppers is so pretty. I mean, the colors is so vibrant and just so bright. course, just season that up with a little bit of salt and pepper. And basically whatever seasonings you feel like adding to it. This is the Kirkland Organic Herb Blend with no salt added. So I'm basically gonna be making some salted veggies for the lunch meal, and I'm using just the rest of the peppers and broccoli. That's basically it for the lunch. So guys, I'm very curious to know if any of you have tried any of the meals that I have prepared thus far. So if you have, please let me know in the comments, because you know I'm really interested in knowing if you tried it and what your thoughts were and if you actually enjoyed it. Now I'm just gonna add the spinach, and I know it looks like it's a lot going on in the pan, but spinach wilts down pretty quickly, and before you know it, there's gonna be almost like no spinach in there. So it looks like it's overflowing, but it's gonna wilt. Now stirring this is challenging because of course there's so much in the pan that it would fall over, but just cover it up and just allow it to wilt, and then it'll be fine. So I actually forgot to add the seasoning blend, the herb blend, before putting in the peppers, but you know what, it's never too late. It's something that you can add to your rice, your eggs at any point in time, and your veggies. So I just went ahead and just added some to the pan. And of course you're going to season with your cracked salt and pepper. That's your stash. Garlic. And of course the pepper. See here, the spinach is beginning to wilt down, and now it's much easier to mix. This is such a good way to get like your daily veggies, because you have veggie portions in both meals. So I'll just add the broccoli, and I did cut the broccoli down a bit smaller because I have a bit of I had some dental work done and it's so difficult to chew right now, so I wanted to make sure that they were cut up really small so that I would actually be able to chew on them. That's the harissa seasoning. I actually came across, I heard about harissa seasoning from what's her name, Nara Smith on TikTok, and I was just like, because your girl likes her seasonings. So I was like, okay, I'm curious here, I want to know what this harissa seasoning is all about. I ordered it from Amazon and I was just like blown away when I got it. Leilani was the one who actually finished the first bottle, because everything she prepared, there was just a tablespoon of harissa seasoning in there. It's really good. So I'm just chopping up some fresh parsley. This will be my garnish for the dishes that I'm preparing. Because you know, I love having something fresh and green just to brighten up and brighten up the meal, not just in taste but also just in look as well, presentation. So the potatoes have cooked nicely, and as you can see, the bright color that it got from all the seasonings that I added, the split smoked paprika, the harissa seasoning, yeah. So just some fresh parsley. And this is everything that I prepared for the breakfast power bowl. The veggies, the sausage, and I actually had some eggs that I had boiled earlier today that I'm going to be adding to it as well. So now I'm just going to do the plating. And I know these bowls are quite small for this power breakfast. These bowls are so packed. Looking at it right now, I don't think I'm going to be able to eat this for breakfast, to be honest with you. And look, I'm even trying to press it down because it's so packed. But I believe what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have just crackers and tea in the mornings for breakfast, and I will have this for lunch. So what I prepared, the meal that I prepared for my lunch will actually serve as my dinner, because I'm telling you, if I have this in the morning, I'm not going to want anything for the rest of the day. So this is just a plate that I'm going to do for Lani, because of course Lani, this is something that she really does like, and I believe that I will be making this for her as well for her first week of school. And you don't have to use boiled eggs all the time. You can actually do scrambled eggs if that's what you prefer. Or you could not have any eggs. So just some avocado slices. It's just some I had left over. I figured I might as well just put it in for Lani and just add some of the avocado tzatziki. And of course, just garnish that with some fresh parsley. So now we're actually going to just plate the lunch option, which, like I said, is just quinoa, the baked chicken, and of course the sauteed veggies. By now you guys are probably asking yourselves, like, is baked chicken the only thing that she can make? Like, no, it's not. It's just one of the easier things that you can prepare. Your chicken is seasoned, put it in a baking dish, you put it in the oven, that's it. So I only did 4 pieces of chicken because it's just 4 bowls. I only have 4 shifts coming up for my next clinical cycle. So I figured I'd just do 4 lunches, 3 breakfasts, 3 breakfast options, and the 4th day I'll figure it out. I'll have maybe yogurt or something, a parfait, but the 3 is enough. So there it is, guys. Breakfast and lunch done for the next work week. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I really do appreciate every one of you. To all my new subbies, thank you so much, guys, for joining the fam. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.